This is The Real Hustle.
Hey, welcome back to This is The Real Hustle. I'm your host, Tanika. And today we're going to be talking about worth. I think. Or maybe not. I don't know what. Actually, because at first I was like worth, you know what I mean? And I had the definition of worth. I had it all wrote down, and then something happened, right? My phone said it was too much storage on it. Look at that. Like now. Come on. My phone said it was too much storage, so I had to start over. So I'm like, okay, God, that must have been for a reason. Oh, shout out to God is Dope. I think the clothing line is www.godisdope.com. I don't know. I'm a add it. You see it? I don't want to get in trouble with y'all. They really got some cool stuff. And God is dope, honey. Clocks. So, first of all, never mind. I was about to go somewhere else. But anyway, so I was going to talk about worth and how a lot of people don't know what their worth is, including myself at one point. Or, I'm actually now learning what my worth is. And this is not just for women. This is for men, too. You got to know what you're worth. You got to know, what you possess. You know what I'm saying? What you, not necessarily what you can just bring to the table, because we know man is provider. I can do this, I can do that. Nah, are you emotionally available? Young man? That was me listening. Are you emotionally intelligent? That ain't just for the men, that's for the women too. Listen, y'all probably ain't. Some of y'all are. But I'm only saying that because I'm learning it too. And it's so amazing and so important. I didn't even know how important it was until I really found out what it is and started to do the work myself. Man, being emotionally intelligent, it's like you on a whole nother level, okay? Like you in a whole nother realm from other people that are not, look at this. This is my real color. My face, there it go. There it go. Got me looking all pale. I am not, y'all, I'm brown. Okay, you see, brown skin. Anyway, so when I realized or started learning about emotional intelligence, I realized that I didn't have it all, okay? It really opened up my eyes to something totally different. Not only did it open up my eyes, God purified my vision. So now I see things differently. The way that I communicate with people is differently. The things that make me like change an octave in my voice is different. That can be from joy, that can be from whatever, you know what I'm saying? If you know me, then you know. But I also wanted to talk about loving yourself and how we always complain, or people complain so much about the type of man or woman or family or friends that you have, and not even thinking about the reason that you got these people is because honestly, we are mirrors and we attract who we are on the inside. Even if you look in the mirror now, y'all don't look the same. Of course, y'all can be different sex, all the things, a male and female, whatever, feminine, masculine energy. However, what you are on the inside and how you feel about you is what you attract in your life. Y'all ever heard of the law of attraction? It's real, y'all. It is so real. Manifestation is also real, but God is, listen, he's the realest. That's what my church should have said. God is the realest. Don't y'all be trying to steal it. I'm copywriting it today. And I'm going to make some clothes. No, it's actually, you know what? I'm going to have my son do it while I'm on this video. Because if y'all try to steal it, God is the realest though. Out of everything. Because if you have that firm foundation, baby, I'm telling you, he going to give you everything you need. And you won't have to do a thing, but just be. I promise you. Just be. Now, actually just be on a certain level, but you do have to do some work. Like for me, emotional intelligence, I had to look up things. I had to actually start being intentional about what I was saying, how I was feeling, what I am doing, about the friends that I have, about what I say to my children, about like the males in my life, the women in my life, family, all of the things, you know what I'm saying? I also, I learned some things this weekend about myself that I really didn't know. But before I go there, I'll come back here, back to emotional intelligence. I'm telling you, y'all, it's probably I wish I would have known this when I was a kid. Like, it is so important. It's probably one of the most important things to really know in life. one of the most important, because if you're emotionally intelligent, things will not move you the same as they would if you were not. So going back to the we attract who we are situation. This is true. Okay, I was in therapy today, and she said, I can't remember how we got on it, but she said, seeking men that are emotionally unavailable are projects, and men who are emotionally available are a process, or it's a process. And I was like, So does that mean all this time? Well, when I was dealing with, when I was in a relationship or whatever, was I emotionally unavailable? Because you attract who you are, how you feel, or different parts of you on the inside. So I guess I was a little emotionally unavailable. I was actually, because when I met the person I was with the last time, I had just lost my fiance, and we was cool. We didn't start messing around like that until after. However, I met him at that time, and I wasn't healed. I was all over the place. Okay. So I guess that's why I attracted a person who was emotionally unavailable. Not saying nothing bad about him or whatever. It's just some people, it takes a little bit longer to even, not necessarily, I don't know how to say this. I am not a messy person. So I do my best not to say things that'll hurt people. Although it's my story, and I should be able to tell it the way I want to and be completely transparent with y'all. However, I just don't want to hurt nobody's feelings or cause no problems. Listen, let's be clear. I don't care about handling business that I need to handle that means something, or if I'm approached with an issue. However, I'm not one that's going to cause one. I'm a finisher. I'm not a starter of problems, okay? And now, honestly, I don't even have to finish no problems because God is my daddy. Because guess what, y'all? I figured out, anyway, I ain't going to go there. I figured out God is my daddy. And so the ones who on here that don't believe in God, I really encourage y'all to at least try God. Okay? Try him out. Because he is the realest. I'm telling you. When you realize, or it's only one God. When you realize who he is, and you find out you his child, and what he do in your life, I'm telling you, your whole vision, your whole everything is going to change, right? So anyway, going back to the past relationship, he wasn't emotionally available. He wasn't emotionally intelligent. Neither was I. So certain things I blamed him for, but some of the things were my fault as well. However, I did grow and continue to grow, and I was older, so of course I'm moving faster, and men are a little delayed in their process in growing. Yes, I said it. Men, I don't want to say develop, but they grow up slower than women do. So women, the man can be 47, and a woman can be 40 and be further along in certain areas than a man. And listen, y'all, Google it, okay? It's a thing. So it was things that I can't be mad at him about, but other things I can't be mad at him about because I played a part in it. As a matter of fact, y'all, listen, I'm trying to find ways to talk to y'all without being feeling like I'm being messy. I hate that, but I be want to tell y'all some stuff because I just know that other people are really experiencing this stuff too. I can't be the only one. And y'all ain't the only one, because I bet you we hear on a whole lot of stuff, right? But where was I at? Don't judge me. I'm just being honest. I be doing my best. I don't want to edit these videos. I want to be all the way real, right? Because right now I'm rambling. I'm going to be all the way honest now, for real. I am manic as heck. I did not realize what made me manic at first until my friend. She says, well, friend, listen, when she say that, I know I'm in here like this. Because I'm just listening. I know I'm about to get an earful, but in a good way. So if I'm saying something, she'll, okay, go ahead. She's such a good listener. She'll be like, okay, go ahead. And then she'll be like, well, friend. Or she'd be like, friend. You know what I mean? It just depends on the octave of her voice or how she say it. But for the most part, she's always calm. She's always, well, friend. Y'all listen. I told her, I said, friend, I'm manic. And she was like, okay, well, let's talk about it. What do I do? What do you need? I love her, y'all, for real. And so I'm like, I don't know. And so we was trying to figure out where at 9:10, that was my birthday. Hello, you're welcome. It's coming. I'm big Virgo. Anyway, going back. So she was like, what do I do? Where did it start? So me and her were having a conversation and figured out where I started to be manic. I had to make a really, really hard decision. And I made it because my health is important. And I had to make sure that I got the adequate amount of rest and sleep that I need to be healthy. Not even just due to the seizures I had before. It's just for my life. I want to be older. I've been getting in cars. Like I Ubered to work a couple times, and I'm in a car with 77 years old. He had 85-year-old sister. My auntie's 79. My cousin's wedding was this weekend. Congratulations, Keith. But the woman behind the bar, I think she was in her 70s too. And it's just like, I want to live that long, and I want to be healthy, and I want to be moving around and all of the things. So what I do now in my life determines what my future looks like. Do I want to know everything about my future? No. But am I going to make the proper steps now to make sure that I'm doing my part to live a healthy life now and in the future? Absolutely. Do I know what God has for me? I do not. Am I looking for it to know, or looking to know what the end or the future looks like? No, because we get too hung up in looking for what's happening in the future versus focusing on the present. That's why it's called the present, because it's a gift. Here, you're welcome. You have a gift. Today is the present, y'all. Yeah, you're welcome. But that's why it's called the present, and that's why we have to stay there. We can't be looking in the past. We can acknowledge the fact that we've had things happen in the past. It makes us who we are. We can embrace it and move forward. Use it for good and not for bad, because there are no bad things when you love God. You're welcome. I'll tell you about that another time. It's a little deep. My favorite, though. But anyway, like I said, not looking to the future, not looking, trying to figure out what's happening, just making sure that I'm making the proper steps now to be here in the future, if that's what God has for me, and not take care of myself and miss out on the future that God had for me by not taking care of myself, my body, getting rest. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing. Yes, we all have a date and time and all the things. However, what we do now can affect our life in the future and in the present. And I was a workaholic, y'all. Listen, I believe that everybody has an addiction, right? And I know this just took a turn, but I'm just saying, God, I thank you. Everybody has an addiction to something. Some people have addiction to drugs. Some people have addiction to alcohol. Some people have an addiction to shopping. But I used to. I'm better now. I've been doing very well. Thank you, God. I had a humbling experience, and I'm very, very grateful. I'm very, very thankful. And I just know now, like, that much own nothing. You know what I mean? Anyway, so like I was saying, everybody has an addiction to something. It could be addiction to video games, books, watching TV, I don't know, anything. McDonald's cookies. Not saying I do. Not saying I don't. But what I will say is, you should try them. You should try those cookies. It's not a sponsored video. Those cookies are good. Get them fresh. Now, that's what somebody told me. Anyway, so going back. My addiction, one of my addictions, because I'm not going to sit up here and say, like, I only had one and it's this. No. One of my addictions was working. Oh, wait. I'm going to go a little bit deeper. It wasn't just working. I was addicted to being in survival mode. What in the world? Y'all ain't know that, did y'all? Y'all ain't know that was a thing, huh? Well, I don't know if it's y'all thing, but it's my thing. It was my thing because I'm speaking. Thank you. Shout out to my friend Chantel. I'm speaking things as though they are now. I used to have an addiction to being in survival mode. I used to have an addiction to chaos. I used to have an addiction to toxicity. Those things are really true. I don't have an addiction to chaos anymore. I don't have an addiction to toxicity anymore. However, I still am battling the addiction of survival mode and overworking. And the reason I say survival mode is because I've always had to be mama, daddy, do it all, 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 okay? And my children are 18 and up now. So it's like, I don't know how to function without functioning in a space where I always got to figure something out. Because right now, sorry, y'all, right now I don't. Right now, I can focus on my health. Right now, I can relax. Of course, when these kids turn 18, it don't stop. Sorry to yell. Just being honest. Oh, man, this is my son, y'all. I can't miss his call. Give me a second. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back, y'all. I had to talk to Mama's man. I love him so much. Anyway, so it just makes my heart happy. All of my kids do. When I was just talking to you about kids and he had the nerve to call, huh? Mama's man. My birthday is coming. September the 10th. Big Virgo. Best sign. Just FYI. No arguments there. Nothing major. I'm going to smooth that over a little. But anyway, my son, he said, I miss you. I said, I miss you too, Big Daddy. I call my son Big Daddy for real. That's Mama's big man and Mama's big daddy, and I'm his big mama. Anyway, so yeah, we're just talking about my birthday and how, dang, it's about to be another year. I'm about to be 50, y'all. Big 50! Come out and party with me. It's not really going to be a party, but it's going to be fun because I'm going to be 50. Big 50 look good, don't it? Yeah. Anyway, going back to them kids. Them kids drive me nuts. Listen, especially the 18-year-olds. They be 18ing. Listen, y'all. Y'all always talking about life be life and this be this and 18-year-olds be 18ing. And they be driving me insane. So listen, think about how the kids go from like infant, toddler, what is next? Toddlers? Is it like pre-K or something? I ain't had kids so long. Don't judge me. Okay, so as the ages go up, you know, you see different phases and stages and things are better and better. Listen, I thought, oh, my kids will be 18. Y'all are going to be grown. They graduated high school. Shout out, big. Yeah, all my kids graduated high school, y'all. I'm proud. Mama, listen, I say I brag a little different. I am proud of me. I am proud of them. It's just been us rocking it out, knocking it out, and I'm proud of my kids. Shout out to Lise, Anton, Arterion, and Anton. Mama's kids. Mama's heart. Mama's heart in human form. They make up all the 4 chambers of my heart. Anyway, keep going. We're gonna move past that. Okay, so 18-year-olds be getting on my nerves, y'all, for real. They literally, everything got, to me, a little worse because they trying to find their foot and they trying to figure it out and they driving me crazy. So those of you that have little ones, I know that it may be tough, but listen, just imagine if they was 18. Tougher. Anyway, now before that, I forgot what we was talking about again. I'm not even gonna lie, because when I start thinking about them 18-year-olds and the stress that they bring me, what they give me drives me crazy. But I don't even remember where I was though, y'all, because when Mama's being called, listen, it just takes my whole little, I can't wait till my son come home, y'all, for real. I can't wait. So he just made me lose my whole train of thought, but it's okay because everything happens for a reason. So we're just going to go with something else, like being a supportive parent with children that are growing and changing. How about that? Because it's a whole switch of gears. Because I don't remember what we were talking about, and I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm going to be honest. I ain't going to get on here and bash my kids either, because if I can't bash nobody else, I'm not going to bash them. I love them kids. They get on my nerves, but they still mine, and I'm going to take care of them. And I'm going to stick beside them. I am, though. So anyway, oh, I think I remember it. I was about to say, tell me if I'm tripping. I forget I'm talking to myself. Listen, I was just saying, like, okay, so I figured out some stuff about myself this weekend. I think that's what it was and all that. But anyway, we're going to move past it. Okay, different stages, different phases, different ages with these children. Y'all, you cannot prepare for what could possibly happen with your children. Just make sure that you do your best as a mother to be there, be emotionally available and intelligent, and be present if they allow you to be. In the event that they don't want you to be, depending on the age, back up. They'll come to you when they need you. But also, don't let them come to you and just be using you neither. We ain't on that. You know what I mean? Like, we're not doing it. But give them grace and give yourself grace for being frustrated at times and not knowing. And being like, I was 18 one time, but what in the world is this? Or I was 21 and what in the world is this? You know what I'm saying? So it's tough, y'all, but just give them grace because they're learning. This is a whole different ball game now. The internet and all the things that the kids have more pressure than we did when we was younger. So give them some grace or whatever. But okay, I remember for real now. We was talking about addiction, and one of my addictions was being addicted to working. Well, not necessarily working, but being in survival mode. And I said working because I work. Yeah, for real, seriously. Like, and I'm just like, why am I working so much? Like, I feel like if I'm not working, I'm not doing anything. I always want to be prepared for something happening. Even if it don't happen, I had a plan for it. I was prepared for it. I'm one of them. So my addiction is survival mode, and I'm working on it. I'm actually in therapy right now, and I'm getting the help that I need because I didn't realize that I was stuck there. I could talk about it all the time. I know what it is. However, it's so many different levels to it. I feel like the top ones that was surface, I'm cool. I got them out the way. But the deep one, I'm working on that one. And that one is literally like panicking about stuff that I shouldn't, overworking to the point where I don't think about myself. I don't think about resting. I don't think about like my health. I don't think about any of those things. I'm just thinking about what could go wrong. Like low-key self-sabotaging. And my ex did tell me that I was self-sabotaging. I didn't believe him, so I apologize to him for that. Because he did say it. And some of it he was gaslighting me, for sure. However, there were times where, now that I think about it, I can understand certain situations when he said that. I was probably like, yeah, because I didn't believe that good things could happen to me. I didn't believe that I could be in a space where I was in survival mode anymore. I didn't believe that I was ever going to be better. I felt like this was normal, and having a regular life where you're not in survival mode and you're just actually living like God intended us to do was foreign. It didn't feel good. It felt weird. So I always went back to what felt better, unfortunately. So now I'm learning that all that dang on working I was doing was because I was just like, I gotta be doing something, because if I'm not doing something, well, anything could go wrong. You know what I'm saying? Or I always got to be on top of it. I always got to have a plan. And I'm just tired of it. So I had to make a very, very big decision this weekend. And it was tough. And it sent me into straight manic mode, okay? And my friend asked me what she could do. And I'm just like, I don't know. And so I'm trying to figure that out right now because I am super manic. So forgive me for being all over the place. Even when I ain't manic, I be all over the place. Follow me. But right now, it's a little bit heightened. It's more it's heightened because of I'm manic right now, for real, seriously. I'm doing my best to slow it down. However, it has not stopped yet, and it does not work like that. I haven't figured out a fix for it. I don't know if there is one. It's like kind of go through it. I don't know, y'all. If y'all have any coping skills for manic, when you have manic episodes and or whatever, any mental health things like that you have coping skills or that you did that worked, put it here. Because it's tough being in pure mania, okay? You look like a Tasmanian devil. See him how he was going in circles? That's how my brain. Y'all, I really cracked myself up. I should have did stand up comedy. I would have been good. I think I would have been good. But no, for real. Going back. Skip the manic. Going back to addiction. Addiction is very, very serious, and it's multiple kinds of addiction. Some people got addiction to candles. Some people have addiction to like the way their stuff is organized. Not me. Oh, me. Okay, I have a few addictions, guys. Jeez Louise. But I'm just saying, we all are addicted to something, and some worse than others. Some cope with it differently. And then some people don't know how to cope, and it goes to a different level. So for those people I'm praying for, and the ones that are dealing with stuff like I'm dealing with, I'm praying for you as well. And I hope that you get something from me, knowing that you are not the only one. I don't have it all figured out. I don't have it all figured out. I'm sorry. However, like my friend told me, I will speak things as though they are. I will not say that I have anything anymore. I will say had. So in this moment, I probably should have said I was manic, because I'm not manic anymore. So that way you speak it in law of attraction, like I told you before. It'll come to you. And just know that you'll get through it, right? Okay? And you're not crazy. Although people may look at you like you are, you're not. Because a lot of people are really suffering and dealing with this, and they just don't say anything. And then some people are not, and have had situations happen in life that they don't know is still lingering, and they haven't dealt with. That's just sitting in their bodies dormant. And they wonder why they having certain type of things happen. And it's because, did you really get that thing healed that you had an issue with before? You know what I mean? So then there's that. So I feel like it was something else I wanted to talk to y'all about, but I really can't remember. What it is, but I'm sorry in advance. I was not gonna do this today because I said it was Labor Day. Like, kidding me? This is labor, but it's not. I'm playing. I always want to get on here and talk with y'all. Just kind of letting y'all know where I am. It's so many things that I could have a conversation with y'all about. And I just don't want to be that person. So I'm trying to figure out a way. Well, no, I'm not trying, because to me, trying is with intent to fail. I'm doing my best to figure out a way to have a conversation with you guys and be as transparent as I can be, without making anybody else feel as if they're being attacked, because I do know what that feels like as well. So I don't want to attack anyone. I don't want anyone to feel as if I'm using this platform for to bash them, because I'm not that person. Like I said, I was addicted to toxicity, but let me be clear. It wasn't the kind where I get on the internet and talk about people. I'm not that person. I'm not the one I'm going to go and talk about you to all my friends or spread your business. I'm not that person. When I mentioned toxicity, I meant like, have you ever grew up with a whole bunch of family before? Or a whole bunch of people in your life? And it was always something going on. Always. And not necessarily good things. It was just always like, you got to keep your head on a swivel. That's what I'm going to say. Like, it was always something, and you fell victim to it because you so used to it and you accustomed to it growing up as a kid. It's like, oh, that a certain word will send you right back into it. And what I did realize this weekend, and I'm gonna just say it, is that I'm working on strength. I'm working on being strong enough, and not being strong gun show, because I do got some muscles, baby. But I mean strong enough inner strength. Allowing the divine to work in me and give me the strength I need mentally to make sure that I stay in a space that is healthy for me. This weekend showed me that I still have a lot more work to do, and that I am better. However, I have to know my body and know my limits at this time, because I am in recovery. No, is it recovery? Is that what, you know how you go to AA meetings and they be like, I'm sober or whatever? I'm an addict, you know what I'm saying? So I guess right now I'm in recovery. Detox. Well, I passed detox stage. I guess when I was depressed in the dark, I was detoxing. I don't know. But right now I'm in recovery, and I'm learning myself. I'm learning my limits on things. And so, yeah, that's where I am. And as I stated before, I'm doing my best to find a way to really have a conversation about things and not make it hurt anyone else, because I'm not doing that. I also still want to have conversations with other people and get on live and all the things. However, I feel like it's so much more that I have to do prior to. I feel like God is telling me, I know God is telling me to use what I've experienced and tell y'all about it, like story time almost. Starting from the beginning, from what I remember, and not putting anything down, but giving my own experience of situations that have kept me in bondage for years, just so I can help somebody else. So today, y'all, that's all I got for y'all. And whatever. But yeah, so work with me. I'm trying to figure out how to have these conversations, you know what I mean, and come up with the topics that I know that I resonate with and I can vocalize and it's not the word I was looking for, I think, articulate it in a way that you understand without bashing or hurting anybody else, because that is not my goal. And I would be doing God, them, y'all a disservice, and I'm not doing that. So again, thank y'all for tuning in, listening to me ramble and all the things. Hopefully next week. Well, next week I will not be that way. Oh, boom, y'all. It was something I had to tell y'all. It was so good. It was so good. So I was talking to my son about when I had the seizure. My friend, she prayed for me, and it was special because she gonna come on here with me one day, as a matter of fact. But it was special, and she gave me some stuff to say, and, you know, to speak, like I said, speak things as though they already are, no matter if they are that way. Listen, I got $500,000 in my savings, another $500,000 in my checking. I'm a millionaire. Speak it into existence, y'all. That's basically what I'm saying. Okay, anyway, but I was talking to my son about it, and he was like, you know, Mama, I've been trying to figure out what it is. I don't think it's a spirit. He said, because there's only one spirit that lives in us, and that's the divine, and it's God. I was like, okay, you're right. He was like, but I've been thinking about it. I'm like, son, I don't know. I explained to him what happens when I had the seizure. And he said, Mama, I think I know what it is, but I'm working on it. I'm not sure. He said, and yes, I'm smiling because he's just so special. All of my kids are special, y'all. They all have something. And it's just, they make my heart so happy. Yeah, you see my rose and all. I don't care. I love my kids, y'all. Anyway, so he was like, Mama, something is happening in the spiritual realm. Like I always tell y'all anyway. something is happening in the spiritual realm and it's being downloaded to you in the physical realm. However, it's so much information that it's causing an overload to your brain. So when that happens, it's basically a overload in your brain telling your body that you need to rest. So rest, that's why rest is very, very important after you have a download from God, to rest. So basically, in terms of when I had the seizure, he said I get really tired afterwards, and like for real, I have to rest for 24 to 48 hours or I'm no good, another one will come. You know what I mean? And he said that's why it's so imperative. So, I think that's the word he used, that I rest after, because God has given me downloads and that I'll either need to use now or later. And it's, or the spiritual realm, I'm getting downloads from it, and I need to, when they come, I need to rest. I need to rest. So, and I need to be well rested. That's what I'll say. I need to be well rested in order to receive what I'm supposed to be receiving, so that my brain doesn't get overloaded and cause me to feel extremely fatigued and tired, right? So that's how I'm looking at it from now on. And the decision that I made this weekend is going to allow me to have more rest and to be able to receive the downloads that I'm supposed to be receiving from the spiritual realm, and not have the exhaustion from being overloaded because I didn't have enough room. I didn't make enough room. I didn't let enough things go. I didn't separate things properly, or remove or get things out of there that needed to be removed. I'm a holder owner to her. It's not even word I'm using it. I hold on to things and I need to let them go, and I need to rest. And if I make space for the downloads and rest as well, then it won't have the effect that it did before. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I look forward to talking to y'all next week. And so again, like, subscribe, share, and I appreciate you. And I'll see you next week. Bye!
This is The Real Hustle.